Okay, so this is 1.6, the third day. We've done graphically, we've done elimination, now we're going to do substitution. Now, when you were doing elimination, when you put back in whatever you found, you were doing substitution. You were doing the second part like you were doing substitution. So most people prefer one over the other. You should do whatever one is most appropriate to the equation that is given to you, but that usually doesn't develop till you've done this a long time. So the first problem we have is y equals negative 4x minus 2 and y equals 4x minus 2. Well, the first thing you want to do is elimination, but I am going to tell you no. I'm going to tell you substitution. Okay? So my equation says y equals this. Yes? Is there a y right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can just make it negative 4x minus 2 equals 4x minus 2. Can't I?
Yep.
So then I solve it. What would you like to do?
But when you combine the like terms.
No, you have equal sign in the middle.
Well, yeah, like
Once you add one to the other side.
Yeah, you have to add one to the other side. And so what do you want to do? Do you want to add 4x or minus 4x?
Add.
I'm going with add 4x and add 2.
Yeah.
I don't think I get 0. I get 0 equals what?
0.
8x.
Oh, yeah.
So now I divide by 8 and x is 0. But I don't get 0 equals 0. If I got 0 equals 0, what's my solution?
No.
Infinitely.
Infinitely many. Okay, so now that I have x, I substitute it back in. Which one do you want to put it back into?
The first one.
Positive one. The positive
Yeah.
one.
Sorry, not the first one.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be 0 either way, yes? So y equals negative 2? Yes? Because this would be 0 minus 2, and this would be 0 minus 2. So y equals what?
-2.
Negative 2. So my answer is 0, negative 2. Okay? So what am I going to do with this one?
But wouldn't you do the same thing? So like negative 3x minus 3 equals negative 2x minus 3.
Yep. And the only reason we can do this is because they're both equal to y, correct?
Yes.
Our substitution is probably going to be a little bit more complex on most of the problems. You want to add 3x or add 2x?
Add 2x.
Add 3x.
Okay. Emma said add 2x, and I kind of like puked a little bit. But I'll do it. Why did I want it? Why did I add my...
No, it's okay. We don't need puking.
It's okay.
Emma, why...
I'll just do it on the...
No, Emma, why did you say add 2x?
Because I was going to add the 3 over to the other side. I was going to have the x's on the left and then the...
Okay, so you are a person that always goes x is on the left. Okay, I'm a person that always goes positive x.
No.
Okay, that it doesn't matter which one I do? No, we should get the same answer both ways. Okay, so negative x equals 0. Can I leave it negative x equals 0? Nope.
Yes, you can do whatever you want.
You have to multiply by negative 1 or divide by negative 1, right? So x equals what again? 0. It is not going to always equal 0. I really hate that it equals 0 both times.
I'm so sorry.
And so 0 and 0, and so y is, so 0, negative 3. Now, Alex said to add the 3x because I'm sure, Alex, you were going for a positive x. Is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know the reason I'd mostly do it is for inequalities. Because if you always keep a positive x, do you ever have to switch the sign?
I thought you were going to say for fun, and I was going to barf.
No. Yeah, see, you barf for things too. Oh,
Never at Emma. Exactly.
I wasn't barfing at Emma.
Yes, you were.
I was barfing at getting a negative x.
What's wrong with negative x's?
Okay, so 7x plus 4y equals 18.
Oh, that's cute.
And x plus 3y equals negative 3.
Wait.
Now, we have to pick an equation. Well, there's only two variables, x or y, yes? And we have to pick an equation and a variable to solve for. But you want to find the easiest one to solve for.
Bottom one
Bottom one for what?
for 3.
Nope. Bottom one for what?
Oh, I thought you meant what problem.
What variable?
Y.
X.
X.
Emma, what
Okay.
is the problem?
Now, shh. Emma could solve the bottom one for y if she wanted to, but then she would have a fraction. Okay?
Ew.
Why am I picking the bottom one for x?
Because there's no variable. Or there's
Well,
no
there is a variable. The variable is
But there's no number with
1. So all I have to do is minus the 3x, so I get x equals negative 3 minus 3y, correct? Is that what I get when I move that y over? Okay, now x equals this. So guess what x replaces? That x. In the other equation.
Wait, that's a whole X?
This whole thing equals x. Good. Well, that doesn't it equal x?
Yeah. That's
Yeah?
just-
Okay, so we're going to put it right in there. So 5, parenthesis, what's x now? Negative 3 minus 3y plus 4y equals 18. So now I have to solve for y.
Yeah, but we can't time.
Yes, we can.
Never mind.
What are we going to do first?
Shut up, Alex.
No.
Hey, children,
Distribute.
distribute. Thank you. So I get negative 15 minus 15y plus 4y equals 18.
Yes.
So we can add 15, yes?
Yes.
And combine these two. So negative 15 plus 4 is
Negative 11.
negative 11y equals 33.
Yeah.
How about y equals?
Why?
Because y is the only...
I meant like what?
Oh, it's like because that's the only variable. Okay, so now I have y. I substitute it back in, but I don't do it in one of the original. I do it right there. So I have x equals negative 3 minus 3 times negative 3. Well, so negative 3 plus 9. So x equals...
What are you saying?
It's not hard. Come on.
Oh, yes, it is 6. I divided.
I asked you.
I did.
How do we find out?
Ask yourself.
Okay, shh. Okay, guys, everyone is being very unhelpful today.
Especially all of them.
No, I think you're equally a part of this. Stop.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, so when you got y, Gracie,
Yeah, I said, what are you saying? Because I got. Never mind. I'm not going to explain it.
well, what'd you do when you got y? What'd you put it in?
Nothing. I got it.
Did you get negative 6?
No, I got 6. Where did
Oh,
you
yes,
get
it's not negative. I don't know, I just wanted it because I multiplied or divided before.
She just wanted it to be negative. So she
No, I divided. For some reason, I divided instead of subtracted.
make it negative.
I can make it negative. Just like you guys tend to make things negative that you're not supposed to, I can just the same.
Hey.
What if that's due to trauma?
Leave my negative divided. It would have been a negative 3.
I had negative 3 first, and I erased the 3 and put a 6, but I didn't erase the negative. Okay, so, Brandon, which equation, which variable you would like to solve for?
Ow.
I want to solve for the top one. Or what are you asking?
Which equation and which variable would you like to solve for?
What do you mean?
Like the
Like-
last one.
The last one was the second equation x.
Oh. The second equation y.
Okay, why did you put the second equation y and not the first equation y?
I don't know. I just seen the positive and I wanted.
Yeah, that's why. Because the y is positive. If I did the first equation, I would have to like add the y over and subtract, right? I'd have more steps.
I thought it was because.
Okay, so what would y equal then?
It would be y equals 16 plus 8x.
Okay, 16 plus 8x.
I love the sound.
So now I'm going to plug this y in for
6x.
that y. So it's going to be 6x minus parentheses 16 plus 8x equals negative 10. Now, why did I make a big deal over those parentheses?
Because you're
Because
timesing.
PEMDAS.
Because you're timesing the y by an equal.
Yeah, that y was negative, right? And I have to distribute that negative?
Yeah.
So I have 6x minus 16 minus 8x equals negative 10. So solve that for x. Did you guys get negative 3?
Yeah.
Now, how am I going to get y?
You're going to
Plug it into
the
16
other
plus
one.
8.
Right there, right?
I don't think Gracie knows what she's doing.
Hold the phone. How'd you get 16?
Because that's the number that's right there.
Leave me alone.
You guys are really combative
We
today.
are something else today. okay?
You're something else today.
Okay, fine. I'm something else today. I had a
Thank you
bad
for
day. I'm
admitting.
good.
I need a nap.
I do. I'm tired.
You need your toes too?
Huh?
The toes?
No, do you need your toes too, Emma?
Don't make fun of my finger math.
Okay, did you guys get negative 3, negative 8?
Yes. I still have to do this to figure out my left and right.
How?
I did that on the driver's test and the guy got so mad at me.
Okay, anyway,
Just on the wheel.
I'm like,
how do I check my answers?
Oh,
you
you
plug
plug
the
it
X and
in
the Y's
to
in.
the both of them.
Okay, you plug it.
Like,
You plug it back into both of them, and they have to be true, correct?
we have to.
No, I just said how do I?
We
That's all I said.
have to
we're doing another one.
Okay, do we need? Let's skip to the hard ones.
Can we? We
Yeah.
have time for our
Yeah.
worksheet.
We are gonna.
Can we
Okay.
just do it by ourselves?
No,
Okay,
Gracie.
shh. If you can get 9 right,
If I can get 9 right, what?
we'll be done.
Okay.
And no homework.
No,
All
you
of
have
us
homework.
to get it right. All of us have to
If
get it right.
everybody gets it right, no
What's
homework.
there?
No, if everybody gets it right, you cut the homework in half.
Okay.
Deal?
Yep. And no helping each other.
Dang.
Now this has to be.
What is the point of that? I needed some paper. Man.
Guys.
Why don't you use your paper you threw on the floor?
9, you said?
9.
Yeah.
Then I'm on a piece of paper.
And you have to use substitution.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on. Hey, Smith.
That's
You
what we're
have
learning
to do
about.
substitution.
That's all right,
Wait a dang minute. I do elimination first, and then I do substitution, and then I.
No.
Illegal.
I'm starting right now too, so if you're not done by the time I'm done, you're not right anyway.
What? What? That's bold, big.
You guys, I gave you at least a minute and a half head start. You just didn't start. go back through your work. Okay, the reason why I picked the second equation x, because x is 2, yeah, that's negative 2x, is everything in the second equation divisible by 2.
Yeah,
That's why I picked it.
I picked that one too.
So I subtracted over the 6y and divided everything by negative 2 and got x. X equals negative 1 plus 3y. Then I substituted that back into the original problem right here. I distributed my negative 6, combined my like terms, subtracted over 6, and got y was 0. And then plugged it back in. If, bless you, if I solved for any other variable in any of the equations, I would get a fraction, correct? Who got a fraction when they were solving?
I did, but
Okay,
the first time
now-
I went through it, I was like almost.
You were
to,
almost
like,
there?
Negative 26y equals 0, but I psyched myself out and I told myself I was wrong.
Okay. Now, I can work it with fractions. That's fine. But are you going to give yourself more opportunities to mess it up? Yes. Are there going to be times we have to work it with fractions? Yes.
No,
Yeah, there are. Gracie, you have a question?
not in my world.
Yeah, I don't understand why I got a fraction.
Okay, what did
What did I do?
what variable and which equation did you solve for?
Okay, I'm gonna start off what I did first.
No, just what equation and what variable did you
The
solve
second
for?
equation, and I multiplied everything by 3 to make it look like.
Okay, but we are
I
not.
know. Hold on. Let me finish. I did not do
Jeez,
the other
Gracie.
one.
Reminders for senior high.
Show you.
Okay, I will.
Hold on.
Seniors.
Okay, we went over that, guys. Now I'm going to give you your worksheet.
The media center.